Now I'll start explaining each function step by step, but first I'll also add few more dates over here so that we can get a good grip on what this concept is and how that works. So for example, let me have today's date over here, and then I say April 1st, 2021, and then we also need March 31st, 2021. Further, I would also have something like July 15, 2021. And then let's have something from the next year as well. So I have Feb 27, 2022. And one more, I'll put it as December 31st, 2022. All right, that's good. We have sizable number of examples over here. That's 6 of them. That should be fine, I guess. Now, in order to increase your date or for any form of increment to your date, you just need to add the number. For example, over here, let's say today's date that we have February 3rd, 2021. I want to increase by 10 days. That means increment it by 10 days. So I just enter number 10, add it to the date, and we have this here. You see, that's February 3rd, and now it's February 13th. That's quite easy to add a date. But now I do not want to just add the date, but I want to add months. What if I want to add 6 months to the date, whatever the start date is? Here we have all these as the start dates, and I want to move ahead by 6 months. So 6 months later, what should be the date over here? Now, will I calculate how many days are there in 6 months? Well, that would be a difficulty over here because I don't know if February is part of those 6 months and whether it has 28 days or 29 days. Now, how many months of these 6 have 30 days and how many have 31 days? It's really cumbersome and we just can't get this. So for our convenience, we have a function called as EDATE. We use the EDATE. It's asking for a start date. I select this and then it asks you months. How many months do you want to move ahead by? I hit comma and select number 6. Close the bracket, hit enter. Now you see, this was supposed to be a date, but it's showing as a number format. I know that this is incorrect or this is not proper. The value is correct, but it's not proper. So I just select this and select short date. Or for those who like to use the keyboard shortcuts, it's Control-Shift#, the hashtag one. So we have the short date over here. I might just make this uniform by selecting all these Control-Shift#. Now, depending on the local format of your computer, there is a possibility that despite using Control-Shift#, you may not see the exact format as you see on the screen. Maybe you might see this format, and that's absolutely normal because that is how your local format has been designed to be. If you're not happy with this format and you want it in this way, you can anytime go to custom format and select the date that you need. Now here, first I see the date and then the month. Now this is something which I do not want to see like. So I'll select few cells. I go to Control 1, custom. I select I'll select another M so that it's easy to differentiate between the date and the month to avoid any confusion for our participants from different regions. And then we have date and then Y. So we have the date over here and that's perfect. So 6 months from Feb 3rd, it's August 3rd. Now what about 6 months from April? So that's EDATE, April 1st, 6 months. Close the bracket. And we have this. 6 months later, it's October 1st. Same way, please try it for March 31st. So I say EDATE, start date, we select the number of months and hit enter. It's September 30, 2021. Now for these 3 examples, let me just highlight these cells. For these 3 examples, I would want to use a negative figure. That means so far we have been increasing the dates by 6 months, but now I want to go backwards. Let's say I want to get the date from 6 months ago. So I say EDATE, I select the start date, Now this time I want to go backwards. So minus and then the number of months. Now either I could type manually or even select it. That's absolutely fine. And here we have this. You see, 6 months before July 15th is January 15th. Let's try another one. So we have EDATE February 27, and 6 months before that, it's this. Now instead of December 31st, let me try something different. Here I'll try March 1st, 2022. That should be a good idea here. Let me tell you why. Here, now I select EDATE March 1st, comma. I want to go back by, let's say, 6 months again. Okay, that would be a convenient number. We could have just done it -1 as well. That's still fine. Now September 1st. That's the date over here. So we don't have our dates to spread far across, and that's fine. So we can go further forward, and we can also go backward when it comes to hopping by number of months. Now we can do this also by, let's say now, if it was 5 years later, how many months do you have in a year? 12 months. 5 years down the line, it would be a total of 60 months. So if you want to know the dates 5 years later, you can still use the EDATE function, but instead of 6 months, you enter 16 months. And here you have the dates. Let me undo this. And now EOMONTH, what exactly does this mean and what's the use? EDATE does a great job over here, okay, by giving you the month. Now let's say for reporting purpose, although 6 months from the start date ends in the month of October, but for reporting purpose, I would prefer to see August 31st, 2021. In case of October 31st, 2021, September 30 is absolutely fine. In this case, it ends in the month of September. Even though it's just 1 day, I would want to see September 30, 2021. So basically, I want to see the last date of that month when it ends. So here, this time, based on these dates, we'll use the EOMONTH function. I would say end of month. That's the easiest way to remember. So we say EOMONTH. We select the start date, comma, months. I want to advance by 6 months, so I select this. So you see 6 months down the line, it's supposed to be August 3rd, and here August 3rd, and here we have August 31st. That's technically it gives you the last date. The beauty of this function is you do not need to worry whether the month 6 months later is that a leap, is that February, and if it is February, does it have 28 days or is it 29 days? We do not need to worry about that, whether the month has 30 days or 31 days. Let Excel take care of that. EOMONTH function does this for you. So we say EOMONTH, select the start date. Again, how many months? And we advance. Further, again, okay, we have EOMONTH. We have the start date and number of months. Now I could have used a $sign and simply copy paste it, but it would be great if you can manually do it one cell so that you get a good grip of this. It's a good practice, right? You're practicing right now and not just applying any shortcuts here. It's for learning purpose.